You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates. Thanks to our friends at Concordia University, Wisconsin for supporting the Coffee Hour. You can find out more about them at cuw.edu. Live Uncommon. We are broadcasting from the LCMS National Youth Gathering in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are in the Minneapolis Convention Center and recording interviews throughout the day here so that we can share these with you after the LCMS National Youth Gathering. Today we had the opportunity to talk with students from Concordia International School in Hanoi. Joining me today are Meleyna and Henry. Thank you so much for being my guest today.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. I'm really excited to learn more about what it's like to be a student at an international school. So tell me, Meleyna, how long have you been a student at Concordia International School Hanoi?
I've been a student for 6 years.
Excellent.
I'm rising into my sophomore year this year. So
excellent. And Henry, how about you?
Yeah, I've also been here for 6 years, and I'm going to be a freshman this coming year.
Excellent. So both you're going into freshman year, you're going into sophomore year. What are some of the things that you enjoy about being a student? What are some of your favorite subjects or the things that you like about your school?
Definitely the teachers, because it's a really small school, so you definitely have a personal relationship with your teachers, which makes it feel, I don't know, way more at home.
Yeah.
Than another.
Another
schools.
thing I really like about this school is it's so diverse. You can basically meet someone from every single continent in a day walking down one hallway. So hearing their stories and getting to compare it to your own is always super interesting and fun.
And here at the National Youth Gathering, perhaps you've had the opportunity to meet people from maybe not as many countries as when you're at your school, but quite a few countries represented here. Did you go to the mass event the first night with all the flags? Did you get to help with any of the flags?
We did. We got to be flag buddies and carry the Michigan flag, which is where we're originally from. So that's even more fun.
Cool. What's your hometown in Michigan?
Fremont.
Yeah, Fremont.
It's a really small town.
And for all of our radio listeners who are watching right now, where would we find that on the Michigan map? Okay,
right
so
there.
Just below the pinky on the Michigan mitten there. Very good. Excellent. Well, always great to do visuals for radio, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
So going into sophomore year, what do you think are going to be some of the challenges ahead of you this year? What are you looking forward to at sophomore year at Concordia International School?
Yeah, this year I get to take my first AP or advanced placement course, which will transfer to college credit. Very nervous for that, but also really excited. The workload's definitely something that makes me nervous, but overall I'm really excited just to kind of go into a new grade, new school, not new school, but, get to start the year over note. Yeah.
Henry's excited to add something.
Yeah,
there.
I don't know what he's trying to say.
Making signs.
The new building.
Oh, yeah, we just got our new high school building. Brand new. We get to go there. And it's just for high schoolers, which is really cool, having a small school, getting your own kind of space away from the younger kids.
Yeah,
so
because last year, we had the whole school where it was elementary, middle school, and pre-elementary and high school. It was, and everybody was in the same building. It was kind of crowded.
So, Henry, what are you looking forward to freshman year, making this big transition?
Yeah, going into high school. It's exciting, but I'm also kind of nervous. Looking forward to new classes and new opportunities.
What are some of the, is it as big of a transition from 8th grade into high school? I assume you just finished 8th grade, correct, and going into high school. Is it as big of a transition as it is here in the States?
I would say it's still kind of a rite of passage thing, getting to go into high school, and it's especially even more important now because you get the new building. But I don't think it's as fancy as it is in the U.S., just because sometimes you have friends going to different high schools, whereas for our school it's basically assumed that you're still continuing on. So.
And even in the States, we still have 8th grade graduation. Some places still have 8th grade graduation and observe that.
We kind of did away with that last year.
Yeah, because the school is just so small.
Tell me about life in Hanoi. So you go to an international school, so you meet people from all around the world. But let's talk about life outside of school. What's life in Hanoi like? What are some of the things in the 6 years that you've been there? What are things that are different that you've been learning about? Food, culture, language, all those things.
Yeah, so actually Henry and I are both pretty fluent in Vietnamese, so that's very fun. We have a very interesting old quarter, a lot of history, but also meeting kind of the new generation. I'm turning 16 this year, so typically in the U.S. that's when you start to drive, but having a car in Hanoi doesn't really work out, so we have motorbikes. And I am trying to convince my parents to get me a motorbike to let me kind of roam free. And It's not going well, but I hope one day I get to join this sea of motorbikes.
So when they listen to the story, this just adds to your petition to get a motorbike. I see. Glad we could help out.
Thank you.
Henry, how about you? What are some of the things that you've been learning about in your 6 years?
Yeah, it's pretty cool because we live in an apartment complex where there's like 2 or 3 apartment buildings in one area, and then it's I guess you'd say it's a gated community.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like not real Hanoi, but we can go outside anytime. So it's pretty cool living in the city, but also it's okay. People don't realize that Vietnam's one of the safest places, which is
very safe there.
Yeah, probably the only non-safe thing is having a motorbike.
Having a motorbike, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool because we also have I don't know, how would I want to phrase this? We have we have the ability to go accessibility. That's what I was trying to say.
There you go.
So we live in an apartment on the 15th floor, and so we can just go down the elevator and walk right outside, and there'll be a grocery store like right next to our house. So that's really cool. And yeah, it's really nice to just have that always be there.
All right, you mentioned grocery store. What's daily life, grocery shopping and food, those things, how is it similar? How is it different for you for life in Hanoi?
It is worlds different.
It's crazy.
The grocery stores are probably about the size of this booth.
Which is 10 by 20 for those who are watching radio.
You can barely move around without bumping into someone or knocking over a little display. So shopping here, you guys have like
Walmart,
87
Meijer,
types of pickles. And that just blows my mind. Being able to go to one store and get everything you need in like 25 minutes, as opposed to in Hanoi, you might have to go to 6 different locations to have the stuff to just make cupcakes. So.
Yeah. So we either have really small stores, or we have in Hanoi like one really big store, like probably bigger than Costco. It's Metro. It's so huge. You can find pretty much anything there. It's crazy.
Oh, so tell me about food. That's always one of my favorite questions when talking with students from international schools and others who live in other countries. I always love learning about food. In the 6 years you've been there, have you found food in Vietnamese culture that you like?
Yes, I love Vietnamese street food. It is so delicious, and it's really affordable as well. And being able to speak Vietnamese allows me to build relationships with the people selling food and talk to them about how they got there, how long. And it's so interesting to hear about the heritage of the food. Although Henry is not the biggest fan of Vietnam street food. So we have a helper actually at our house who cooks food for us. So she makes some really like good American dishes like chicken nuggets, meatloaf and mashed potatoes, pizza. So it really depends on what you want. You can get a vast variety of food.
Okay, so you mentioned street food. That's one of your favorite things.
Yes.
What is what's typical street food in Vietnam?
I'd say the most famous street food is probably pho.
Yeah.
It's like chicken noodle soup, but the noodles are rice noodles.
Yeah.
And the chicken is, it's just so good. The broth is amazing.
Now, I saw a pho place right down the street here in Minneapolis. Did you stop in and try it and compare it to the real thing back home?
I unfortunately did not.
Yeah, Vietnamese food has become kind of big here, and so is Thai food actually. But it's probably the same thing, but it's really, really cheap on the street. Like you can get a bowl of pho for like
40 cents, not 40,000.
Like 40 cents. Yeah, that's another different thing is our money. Like our largest bill is a 500,000, which sounds like a lot, but it's only like $25.
So $1 million is only $52.
Yeah.
So have you gotten developed your skills at making those exchanges in money?
Yeah, it's almost automatic for me now. Like in our bills are all different colors,
which is really
so it's
fun.
so easy to just look in your wallet and you know exactly what you need.
But yeah.
Anything else? Let's see. We talked about shopping and groceries and meals and things like that, and we talked about your great school that you have a chance to learn in. Extracurricular activities. Are there any things that you participate in terms of extracurricular activities?
Our school offers a lot of sports. We have basketball, soccer, volleyball. What else is there? Swimming, badminton, cross country, and we also have ASAs, which basically can be started by students. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting one next year for table tennis.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty fun. Yeah.
Being here at the National Youth Gathering, 20,000, 22,000 other people, Lutherans here at the LCMS National Youth Gathering. What are some of the things that you've participated in here? What are the things that you're looking forward to so far?
Just the sheer amount of people is crazy. Like, yeah, we have floor seating at the mass events, and when you look behind you, the amount of people there is absolutely insane. But yeah, it's really cool to connect with people from all around the U.S. and all around the world. So yeah, and share the same faith, which is cool.
Yeah, because in Hanoi we have a really small congregation, and the majority of them are not youth. So it's really refreshing to see this many young people come together over a common faith and just celebrate it. And I really have enjoyed that experience a lot.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Being able to attend Bible studies and some of the sessions here as well, learning a lot while you're here too?
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. And I know there are a number of sermon events and lots of interactive things here in the Convention Center as well to do. Any of the interactive activities you've done here in the Convention Center?
Our favorite has probably been they have a service dog booth there. So you can seriously just sit down for as long as you want and just pet dogs.
Visit the comfort dogs.
Exactly. That's definitely been so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, it has been a joy and a delight. Anything else you want to share? Anybody you want to say hi to?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Love you guys.
Well, thank you so much for being my guest on the Coffee Hour here at the LCMS National Youth Gathering. It's been a joy and a delight to talk with Meleyna and Henry from Concordia International School Hanoi. Thanks for being our guest on the Coffee Hour.
Thank you.